Dolly lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be the start of my new series called Reborn Artist Reviews. Today we are going to be doing our first review featuring this adorable little boy, and I have named him Trevor James. Trevor is the Evelyn sculpt by Cassie Brace, and he was reborn by the talented Jody Slater of Heavenly Butterflies Nursery. So that is who we are going to be talking about in our review today. Okay, so I am going to go over in my review a brief bit about the artist, communication, quality of work, time management / customer service, and then I'll give my overall rating at the end. Jody Slater is a reborn doll artist located in Texas, and that is in the United States if you are international. She does custom reborn dolls in all types of skin tones. She's very talented in rooting from what I have seen. Her rooting is impeccable. She does mono rooting like a lot of talented artists do, and the realism is definitely there from the skin tone to the hair. Overall, Jody's personality has been courteous and pleasant, and she aims to please to meet her customers' needs. So that is what I have experienced by talking with her and asking questions before I placed my order. She was really prompt in responding. She was really nice. She answered all of my questions. And yeah, so the communication initially, when you're inquiring about a doll, was informative and it was good. One of the largest deciding factors for a doll artist I know is affordability. Knowing ahead of time what your budget is definitely going to determine which artist you go with. So for Jody, her prices range from $550 US to over $1,000 US. And all this depends on the size doll that you're wanting and any specifics on hair rooting options. Now I do want to mention that I have only purchased painted sculpts from Jody. I have not had a full reborn doll done by her before. So this is just my experience working with her for my painted kit sculpts. Okay, so now we can talk about the communication. We'll touch back on that. In initial communication with Jody Slater, in terms of inquiring about placing an order, Jody's overall personality is upbeat and kind. She's really responsive. But I will say that most of my messages were answered late hours between 9 p.m. Central Standard Time and 12 a.m. or midnight, whichever you prefer. Or the following day, like 24 hours later. Ultimately, this I feel like is the main aspect that Miss Slater could improve and work on. And I know everyone has their set schedule and stuff, but that's what I feel like could be improved. Now we can discuss the quality of work, and I'm going to be featuring a outfit changing or some sort of video about the artwork or the reborn baby doll that I'm talking about in association with that artist. So right now you guys are watching an outfit changing of Trevor, and you guys can see he is absolutely beautiful. Hands down, quality of work, Jody Slater's work is my absolute favorite. my absolute favorite artist work is Jody Slater. The realism is just amazing. I've not had a problem with any of the paint jobs on my dolls from Jody, even after doing hundreds of outfit changing videos and several hours of cuddling. I haven't gotten any paint chipping or anything like that. Her depth in skin tone, no matter what dark or light, is just really beautiful, and everything is in the details. Her quality of work is definitely an A plus in my book. Now, time management and customer service. I feel like with my latest experience and my first experience, I was pretty clear with my doll order and my specifications. But I honestly felt like Jody was not listening or taking note of my request. And I had to repeat my request several times. And she had to go back a few times and keep working on what I was requesting. Initially, the photo shoot she took of my reborn doll, for one, was dressed like a girl. She was light skinned, like very, very fair skinned. Her brows were like really thinly painted, and it was the complete opposite of what I was requesting, even after I had waited a very long time to get an update or anything. With a painted sculpt order, I was promised that it would take 2 weeks, and I made my order between January 7th and 14th. I paid it, and I was hoping I'd have him done by Valentine's Day, but it was really getting close to March. So it definitely took way longer than she initially said it would. And the schedule that she set it was no rush or anything on my part. I'm only going by what Miss Slater had set for herself. But when the timeline kept coming up, 2-3 weeks passed and she still wasn't meeting the deadline that she had set. It was just a little nerve-wracking, because you pay for a custom order and then you have a timeline set, and you're kind of like expecting it to be met by that timeline. So there was a lot of broken promises along the way with both my orders. The first time I had the same issue with her. Her time management is poor. She gave quite a bit excuses about not having enough time to take photos, or not having enough time to paint dolls because she did it in her spare time, which I was not aware of. I personally thought this was her full-time job, but it's not. So yeah, those definitely knocked off a lot of points for me, especially since this is my second time around with her. And the first time you have a not so great experience, you just think, oh, maybe it's just that one time the artist was having an off month. But yeah, so I'm just thinking this is just how she operates. I did not receive any final photo shoots after I had specifically told her again what I wanted, and I know she was working on achieving and marking off everything that I had wanted, but in the end, she had mailed him off before I could even see what he looked like. So I was just hoping and praying once he arrived that it was in fact what I wanted. We're to the end of this review for Jody Slater of Heavenly Butterflies Nursery. I cannot fully recommend her for a full custom reborn doll. And when I say a full custom reborn doll, I'm talking about the painted kit, rooting, weighing the baby in assembly, and having a good box packing, because I know a lot of collectors in the community like to do box opening videos. I do not foresee any customers being 100% happy with her performance as an artist doing a full reborn custom, and mainly because her time management is so poor. I do believe you will be waiting a very, very long time for her to complete a doll. But I can definitely recommend her for painted sculpt services. I think her prices are unbeatable for a painted sculpt with this level of realism. If you have patience, at least a month to wait on a painted sculpt from this nursery, then yes, I can highly recommend her. But I definitely want you all to be aware of how she communicates, or how often she communicates, and how her overall personality is, which is really sweet. It's just that the communication could be improved. Ultimately, I give her a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But the real question is, would I do business with this artist again? And even with those two experiences, I'm telling you, it's kind of worth it. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite or anything. I'm just giving you the bad and the good. And my honest opinion is, I would work with this artist again, but I would go in already fully knowing how she is and how she operates. So that's all I have to say in this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed my first Reborn artist review.